I've been playing Call of Duty on and off again all the way back since Modern Warfare. The old one, Call of Duty 4. I loved Modern Warfare 2 so much that there are still videos on YouTube somewhere around there of prepubescent me who thought he was going to be an all-star COD commentator.
As you can see, I'm playing Search and Destroy with the UMP silenced.
And with the recent release of Modern Warfare 2, the new one, I've been getting right back into it. I thought, for the most part, Modern Warfare 2019 was a great evolution. I loved the gunsmith and weapon progression, the camo progression, and a lot about the multiplayer experience in general. And as soon as I hopped into Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, I was delighted by the incredible fidelity and the sound. Oh my lorsh, the sound in this game is incredible. Footsteps, the weight of shots, the impact you feel when they hit, it's incredibly well done. The gunplay is awesome, and I was really enjoying the whole game at first. However, from a design perspective, once I started trying to hop into gun customization and progression, I actually think Infinity Ward has really dropped the ball in its design and in understanding their players. I wanted to put this out there as an early impression on something I think happens often when looking at quantitative data without deeply understanding the why behind it. Because I think that it happens often in the creation of sequels that are made or iterations to any software product, really. Before we dive into why I feel they've dropped the ball, let me give some context on what I presume that quantitative data showed to the designers behind Modern Warfare 2. I'll do this with an anecdotal story of my own experience. Back in Modern Warfare 2019, I eventually found my gun, which was the M13 assault rifle. And eventually, once I had unlocked everything for it, I had multiple loadouts which were different versions of it for different things. I had a version of it kitted as an SMG for close encounters or tight maps, and I had a longer range version for Warzone and those annoying mounted and long shot camo challenges. It was great. I loved Gunsmith. I loved being able to progress with my gun and customize it as I did, much more deeply than I had remembered in past CODs too. In the quantitative data for Modern Warfare 2019, I assume that the designers saw many players did this same thing. Players would pick a gun and use it in all sorts of different ways, so they thought, hey, let's make this experience of earning different types of your guns more engaging. Fast forward to Modern Warfare 2, and when I hopped into Gunsmith to understand first which guns I wanted to use, I expected I'd have to get to a certain level to unlock and start progressing on my weapon of choice. However, that's not the case for some guns. While you do need to get to a certain level to unlock a base version of the gun, to get the variant version like the Lockman SMG, you have to level up the Lockman assault rifle first. Wait, but to get the Lockman assault rifle that I need to level to get my Lockman SMG, I need to level up the Lockman 762 battle rifle before both of those, which is a semi-automatic mid to long range gun. Huh? And don't get me started on the fact that you even have to do this for basic weapon attachments, and those require guns that don't even have the same base. Now, from a UX perspective, considering how different these progression trees were from how past games did gun progression, this took me a while to fully wrap my head around. With this, it's likely they hope this change incentivizes more varied play and diversity for all players, and that the intention of the designers is in making a more meaningful and engaging progression of guns with more distinct gameplay. However, there's a simple flaw in this design decision that makes it so frustrating for players like me, and likely others who played 2019 like I did. The simple flaw is that when I play COD, for the most part, I want to be a close to mid-range SMG player about 80% of the time. This is because SMGs really fit my playstyle, and playing that way is how I, as a player, prefer to play COD. But now I'm forced to switch up my playstyle to that of a battle rifle user, then to an assault rifle user, before I can unlock another option for the playstyle that I actually want. To put that into perspective, that's like in League of Legends. If I wanted to play a new mid lane champion, I would first have to play support for 10 games and then a jungle champion for 10 games before I eventually was able to even start learning that mid lane champion that I wanted to play in the first place. These are dramatically different playstyles that aren't as fun for me as a player, so this design just doesn't feel like it's in service of the player. In thinking about how I feel this could be better, I'd propose a simple change. As I progress with my base weapon of choice, allow me to choose what path I take afterwards. So, for example, if I unlock the Lockman SMG at level 20, once I reach the max level on that gun, let me choose which variant is next, as opposed to forcing me to play playstyles that I don't necessarily enjoy. Now, this whole thing is a relatively small frustration, and I think it's important to say that despite it, I'm really enjoying the game so far. I just felt this was worth talking about as it feels like a typical misunderstanding based off quantitative data interpretation and seeing that players like kitting out their guns for different use cases in 2019 and then jumping to a conclusion on how they could make it better. They saw this data, but I feel they didn't dig deep enough on how to provide a better way for players to reinforce what they were enjoying, and it resulted in something that's less than optimal than what they had before, in my opinion at least. I'd love to know what you think about Modern Warfare 2 and the gun progression. Any thoughts you have, positive or negative, in the comments below. I know the game's still fresh, so I'd love to hear what you're thinking. And if you like this video, make sure to like and toss me a subscribe if you want more content like it. I'm Bucky Mayer, and I hope to see you next time. See you later.